Hey folks, this is Chef Charlie, and you're watching Cooking with the Smiths. Today we're preparing a pork roll made from a pork loin, and we'll take that butterfly open, we'll stuff it with bell pepper, onion, Monterey Jack cheese, spinach, and we'll season it with salt, pepper, adobo of course, and some rosemary. Let's get started. Okay, so what we're going to do first is go ahead and get our vegetables chopped, get everything ready and get that in the pan. So that way we can have everything cooking and sauteing while we're cutting the meat. So we'll start with the green pepper. So what I'll do here is go ahead and get that ready. Alright, so what I'm doing, I don't want these chunks too big and I don't want them too small. So I'll just do it like that. Then I'll get my onion and do the same thing. I want to make them big enough so they're bite size, but small enough that they're not gonna just wilt away in the pan. Alright. A lot of people slice onions this way. Well, that causes things to happen and makes you cry more. So if you take it and slice it long ways, it kind of lessens that chance of you crying. So you just want to get this chopped. And there goes the waterworks. Alright, so now what I'm going to do with the rosemary, I'm just going to take this and just kind of get those off the stem. If you have a little piece of that stem left, that's fine. And the spinach, I'll just use like it is. Okay, so I'm going to start here with a little oil. This is olive oil. And this olive oil does have some herbs in it that we put in here. So at this point, I'm just going to go in with my onions and my green pepper, along with the rosemary. Just get all that in the pan. Adjust my heat. I don't want to cook it too fast. Now I'm going to hit this with a little salt and pepper. And we use adobo on everything. So I'm just going to use some adobo in this. You choose whatever brand you like. I'm going to let that go for about a minute. Then I'll add the spinach. And while this is working, we'll go ahead and get our pork sliced. Okay, so now that I've let this cook for about a minute or so, I'll go ahead and put my spinach in here. And it may look like a lot, but the spinach wilts down really quick. And once again, a little salt on top. And some pepper. Because we like to season every layer. Hit it with just a little bit of adobo this time. And while that's working, we're going to go back over here and get the meat ready. Okay, so the way I'm going to do this, you just take your knife and go right here on the edge. And you want a nice clean cut all the way down. And you just go right back in that same line. And all I'm doing is cutting this, and it's going to open. And I just follow that same line with each cut. And as you can see, it's starting to open. And you just keep slicing, and this will open. Well, I got off track a little bit, but that's alright. As long as I stay in that same line, it'll just continue to open. And I'm sure you can see my cutting board is sliding around here. What I should have done was this. Give me just a second. Take a damp washcloth, place it under your cutting board, put your board on top of it, and that'll keep it from moving. Now let's continue. It's very simple, very easy to do. You can also do this with chicken breast and also a beef loin or beef tenderloin, depending on what you want to make. Alright, that's about as much as I want to do with that. Let me wash my hands quick and I'll be right back. Alright, so now we're just going to come over here and give this a quick stir, just to make sure that those onions and peppers are caramelizing well, and this spinach is getting cooked right along with it. As you can see, where it was mounted on the top, now that spinach is wilted, and you're wondering, where's the rest of the spinach? Well, that's what happens when you cook greens. I turned the heat down to a medium, that way it doesn't cook too fast, because I really don't want any color on these onions. I just want them to kind of sweat. Let's go over and season our meat, then we'll be ready for stuffing. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is season the meat. As always, you want to do salt and pepper. And with this, I want to season both sides of the meat, not just the inside. I want to season the inside as well as the outside, the top and the bottom. There's salt. Now some black pepper. If you want this a little more spicy, you can add some red chili flakes or some red pepper flakes, whatever you call it. I'm making this for someone else, so I don't know what their spice level is, so I'll just leave it with the black pepper. Now this is a blend of herbs. These are dried herbs, almost like an Italian seasoning. So now I'm going to flip this over and do the same thing. And just like we did on the other side, we're going to do salt, pepper, and some of that Italian seasoning. So now it's seasoned on the inside. Well, when I roll it, you'll see that it's seasoned on the inside as well as the outside. And there we have it. Okay, so all I'm going to do here is bring this pan over. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'll put a little cheese in here. And this is Monterey Jack cheese. Just put one layer. Not that thin, not thick of a layer, just one layer of cheese in here. It's almost like we're building a pizza here, but we're building a pork roast, or pork roll, as I call it. Now, we'll take the peppers and onions that we've already sauteed. And place them in, just like so. It smells great in here. Just the smell of those seasonings and that rosemary makes it nice and aromatic. And you want to make sure you go all the way out to the edge with that. Now there's a little bit left in the pan. What I'm going to do, you'll see when I put it in this roasting pan over here, I'll take that little bit and put it on top. Now, more cheese. So now, the same way I cut it is the same way I'm going to roll it. So I cut it coming this way, so I'm just going to roll it back in reverse. So you just take this and just start rolling. All right. Okay, so now I'm just going to take some butcher's twine and go under here. Now that onion got in the way. Just move that. I'll just take the butcher's twine, come around like this, and all you want to do is just tie a little knot. Doesn't have to be too tight, but you want it to hold everything in place. Well, take your second piece, go under, and just do the same thing. I've seen some of those TV chefs use one piece for the whole thing, but you just do what you can. And I'll see there's excess string here. I'll go back afterwards and trim that down. And one more piece on the end. Come on. There we go. Just trim that. That way you don't have any excess string on there. Now, at this point, I'm going to bring my roasting pan over. I forgot to slice onions. I'm going to put some onions at the base here. Give me just a minute to cut those and I'll be right back. Okay, so what I've done, I've sliced onion rings here. And the bottom, I just put a little olive oil just to kind of have something on the bottom of the pan so nothing sticks. I put the onion rings in here. Now I'm going to take this meat and sit it right on top of those onion rings. Then the little bit that was left in the pan, just take that and put it on top. Just like this. Let's get it in there, just get it done. Beautiful. Alright, so now what we're going to do is, everything's ready to go. We're going to take this, cover it with foil, put it in the oven, about 25-30 minutes. It should be perfect and ready to eat. Alright, so here we go. Now the purpose of this foil is so all that heat and moisture stays inside and it cooks beautifully. And there we have it. Now this will go in the oven, 350 degrees. Like I said, about 25-30 minutes, it'll be ready to come out. Okay, so what I did, after about 20 to 25 minutes of cooking, I went ahead and took that full sheet off. That way it can get the nice color on the outside of it. So let's see how it looks now. Oh yeah, that's what we're going for. As you can see, it has a nice color. It's done. Now you just want to take this and let it rest. Let it rest about 15-20 minutes before you do anything else. Okay, so as you can see here, this pork roll has come out of the oven. I let it rest for about 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. So when you cook any kind of meat, when you take it out of the oven, you want to let it rest. Even if you cook it on the stovetop, you want to let it rest for about as long as it cooked. So we're going to go ahead and take the string off of this, the butcher's twine. That should pull right out. And you can see it has a nice color on it. Those vegetables roasted nicely, right along with the meat. Be nice and tender and juicy. And the total cook time on this was about 35 to 40 minutes. And like I said, after about 20 minutes in the oven, I went ahead and took the foil off the top. That way it could roast and get the nice color on it. Otherwise, it would have been like a pale pasty white color. And you don't want that on any kind of roasted meat. Alright. So as you can see, that's ready. Okay, so as you can see here, got the roast ready. That nice color on top. You can see some of the cheese and the vegetables tried to come out on the side there. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is transfer this, because like I said, this is for a customer. So I'm going to transfer this into the pan that they can take when they come pick it up. So take this. Well, let's try it this way. It's trying to unroll, and I don't want it to unroll at all. There we go. And do you think the customer might want all these onions that's caramelized in the bottom? I think they might. So we'll go ahead and grab those. Put those in there as well. I like nice flavor on there. Normally I would take this and slice it, but like I said, because this is for somebody else, I want to leave it whole for them. That way all they have to do is take it. If they need to reheat it, serve it, and it'll be ready to roll. Okay. Alright, so folks, there you have it. You have a pork roll. Basically, I took a pork tenderloin, butterflied it, stuffed it, and roasted it. This has been Cooking with the Smiths. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and we'll see you next time. Hi, this is Chef Charlie, and you're watching Hello, this is Chef Charlie. You're watching Cooking with the Smiths. Today, we're preparing a pork roll. What I'll do is I'll take a pork shoulder. Hi, this is Chef Charlie, and you're watching Cooking with the Smiths. Today we're cooking a pork roll. So you ask, what is a pork roll? Well, what I'm going to do is take a pork tenderloin. No, actually, I'm going to take the whole loin, cut it, butterfly it open. I'll stuff it with green pepper, onion, some. Hi, this is Chef Charlie, and today we're gonna